Hello, good morning everybody. Thank you for coming to join me today. I've come to share with you my latest journals, and these are my design team project for Andrea, Artymaze, and I've used her Dragonfly Dreams kit. I've done 3 journals. One of them is the TN size, and that's that one. And then the other 2 are the same journals, as in they've got the same fabric on, so it's kind of got dragonflies on it. I think it's I think you call it batik fabric, and then that one as well. So they're both, this one's a wraparound cover. If I just show you this one briefly, and then I'll go through them properly. This one has a wraparound cover and a little pocket on the inside. Frilly bits there, and then it just ties at the side. Excuse me reaching. That one is the same as this one on the inside, slightly different format, so I'll only take you actually physically through these 2 because the other one is the same. Let's start with the larger one. It's around 9 inches tall, and about 6 1/4, 6.5 inches wide. As I say, it's covered in this green and bluey batik fabric that has the dragonflies on. I've put these are vintage buttons here at the bottom, and this is, I've got an embroidery machine and it had a dragonfly on, so I've done the dragonfly. I don't know if you can see, but I've used a metallic thread for the wings. So there's the dragonfly there, and there's a little bull pin there with a little dragonfly charm on. And then this is that's in frame okay, and then this is a pocket. So there's just some extra journaling space in there. So all of what I've used is from Artymaze's Dragonfly. I think it's called Dragonfly Dreams. And the only other things that I've used is Mrs Cog's Dragonflies and Pollinators, some of the images from that. So this one, as I say, is quite chunky. It's just got a ribbon closure, and then that's it from the front view. So it is quite chunky. There are around 80 pages front and back in this, I think. Soft cover, and this one has pockets at the front and back, which the other one doesn't have because it's a wraparound. So there's some. Actually, the lace on this looks as if it has dragonflies on. So to me it went perfectly. There's a little extra journaling space just here, and that's an Edith Holden page. That one just flips up because I just didn't want to cover up the words in it. So that's just tucked in there. Then I've put some ruffle on this part here. And this is Artymaze's paper, but I've overprinted on it with the this. I think that's from Louise Heinzel. I'm not sure. I think it was. And that just says Dragonfly Lover, but it just went perfectly. And then on the front page here, there's a flip up. So hopefully you can see that. There's just a little card there. And then there's a couple of journaling cards in there. And then that one there is a journaling card. This is an old, Ladybird book. And then I've just done a fussy cut dragonfly there. And there's a journaling card there as well that goes in the back. Book page there, a little snip on it. Some stamping on that one. It's a tea-dyed paper that I've done myself with some little flowers on, and then I've stenciled and stamped some dragonflies on it and put some of the trim on it. This actually isn't a glassine bag, it's tracing paper, greaseproof paper that's got tea dye on it, and a tag there, and then a napkin bin decoupaged on there. Little fabric snip in the style of Rachel Roxy's Creations there. I just thought the colours went very well. Done it as a little half belly band in there. Edith Holden page there with the dragonfly on. Window envelope and a fabric snip on there. And then some extra journaling space in here. And then the window goes through to see that dragonfly just there. Double pockets that come with the kit and a couple of the tags. Just fit in there. And then this is one of the pages that I've copied onto, tissue paper. So that goes over the page, and some stenciling again, some bobble trim. There's a double pocket just there with some stitching on it, and then a couple of journaling cards there. Little card there, that's I don't know where that was from. It's an image that I had in my stash. I'm not sure where it was from. This is a book page that I've stamped and inked on and done it as a pocket. There's a couple of cards there. I think it's a page from, I don't know where it's a page from actually, book page. I think it was to do with Winston Churchill actually. Some butterflies. They're not butterflies, they're dragonflies. Fabric snip there. I had a little bit of the fabric left over from the TN that I did. And then just a little, and of course you can write on these papers as well. That's a napkin on a book page as well. Another book page there. Paper that I've stenciled over. So again, there is plenty of room in this to write. Some more dragonflies. And again, that's Artymaze's paper with a digital stamp over it. And the centre page is there, and I've just put some little beads on the bottom of it. And the green ruffle. Different dragonflies there. An envelope here that comes with the kit. So I didn't put anything in it because it was getting quite a fat one, but I put a little flower on it there. Back of the book page there with a little snip on. That's straw paper that I've put, sewn some lines on. This one flips out so that again you can write on there. And then there's some journaling paper on there. And this paper is one of Artymaze's freebies on her web page. There's the back of that book page that I'd stenciled on. The dragonfly. And then the back of it there's a little dragonfly as well. Again, the book page that goes over. Little envelope there that you can put something in. There's nothing in that one. And the dragonfly there. Again, the tissue paper over the page there as well. That's a book page that I've torn into shape there and backed it with another book page, and then there's just a journaling card in there. And that's the back of the envelope, and then there's some extra journaling space there as well. A little tuck spot there with one of the postcards in. I think that, did I do it as, yeah, I did it as a flip up so that you can write underneath it. Edith Holden again there. And then this is the back of the, not the glassine bag, the greaseproof tracing paper pocket. So there's a little card there, and there's a journaling card just there. So this is an envelope that I've attached on the back of it. and then there's just a little pocket there on the back. It does lay flat when I get it all laid right. There we go. CD envelope there, and that's just a tuck spot, and that's the Edith Holden page there with the dragonfly on. And then there's a large journaling card in there, and I've put a little pocket on it with one of the tags. So I've stitched that on and tucked another little journaling card in there. And then that's some stenciling there as well. And again, the tissue paper. And then one of the Tim Holtz files there with a couple of little cards in there. I haven't put anything here because I thought whoever wants this can put something on there. And then the journaling card, and that just tucks down the back. It does actually, I don't know if you can see, but it does come out the bottom there. And then that opens up, and there is a full piece of A4 paper in there that you can journal on as well. And then in the back there's a couple of extra of the postcards that I've backed with some extra journaling space. So that is the soft cover large Dragonfly journal, and as I say, this one is the same on the inside, obviously different book pages, but it sorry if I'm knocking the camera, it has the same ephemera, the same pockets all the way through, again with the dragonfly on. And then the other one that I did was the TN size. This one has I think it's probably a bit bigger than a TN. I think it's about 8.5 by about 4.5, 4 3/4, so it may be a little bit bigger. The fabric has little dragonflies on it, and I don't know if you can see, but it's got kind of gold on it, so it does shine a little bit. And I had this little piece of velvet ribbon that I thought was nice, and I'm going to slide it off because it took me ages to tie it so that it laid nice and flat, so I'll just slip it off there. So it's got a little tag on it there that says journal, and you can see the dragonflies there. And this one has a pocket front and back with this large piece of crochet lace, and there's I'm going to slip that off as well. I'm not very good at tying bows. That's an extra little journaling spot just there. So it has all sorts of papers that I had laying around in my scrap drawer. It tucks in there. So the same papers as the larger kit, but these are the TN size. Little tuck spot there with a couple of little daisies on. A book page. Some stamping on there. And a little pocket just there. There's a little pocket just there, and it says dream, a series of images, ideas and emotions whilst asleep, aspire to. So these are Mrs Cogs, those images, the odd ones. A little dragonfly just there, and then that flips out for some extra journaling space, and then a journaling card in there. There's a little tuck spot there, and it says dare to spread your wings. And again, that's one of Mrs Cog's images. Again, the daisies. And that one as well. And that says don't forget to fly. With a book page there. And one of the little pockets here with one of the large tags in, and there's some lace on the bottom as an extra little tuck spot, and I've punched the edge of that page there and stenciled on it. And again, the book page from Edith Holden there. This is actually from her birthday calendar book, so it has similar images from the full-size book. Some little feather trim there. it just reminded me of the delicacy of dragonflies, so I put that on there. That flaps out. There's extra writing space and just a little cluster there. Then again the Tim Holtz file there, and then that flips out. There's a little tuck spot there with a little envelope in. And then that has a card in there with one of Mrs Cog's images on. Might be from the Water Babies, that one. And then again, one of the window envelopes here. I've just put an image at the bottom there of the dragonfly and a little card in. And again, some extra journaling space just there. And then the centre of this one has some little beads on it. I hope the lighting's okay. It is bright sunshine outside, but this room, it's quite a dark room in the morning. So I hope you can see okay. These are little file folders. I think they're from Nikki Adigan. And then they've just got little cards in, little like tea cards. And these were from Artymaze, from her Asian fusion kit that I had left over. That just goes in there. And some dragonflies down there. And there's a large journaling card in there, and that lace pocket. And the back of the book page that's had been decoupaged on it. Sorry, I'm reaching over, aren't I? And then there's a journaling card in there, extra journaling space. Clip that on. Just stops the card from falling out. And then again the back of that page, and again the little feathers I'll trim on there. I think the backs of these pages is from Artymaze's Nature Walk kit, but the colours were perfect to go with this. You know, the blues, it just matched so nicely. And it is pale enough, you can write on that as well if you want to, or you could stick something on it. Again, the back of that book page. And then the other pocket just there. And the book page again there. Then one of had a go at an envelope in the style of Artymaze. So it's been inked and stamped and decoupaged over. And then I've just lined it with a piece of old book page and stamped on it as well. There's nothing in that one again. I was pleased how it turned out actually. A tuck spot just there. Again, that's digital stamping over Artymaze's page. Just with, it's like a stamp. It says Dragonfly. And then this Wendy from Wendy's Journal Adventures did this just as I was making the journal, so it flaps out with a glassine bag just there. And I've decoupaged the last little bit of that napkin that I had on there. And the little card goes in there. Excuse me reaching. And then it's one of the Artymaze's large journaling cards, and then there's a little tuck spot behind it there. And then in the back again, I've just tied together some of those postcards, and they're all backed with extra journaling space, and nicely tied up with the ribbon there. So that is my TN size, Traveller's Notebook size Dragonfly journal. So they are my design team project for Artymaze. It's the first time I've used the Dragonfly kit, and I did enjoy it. There's so much to choose from in it, and they are the 3 journals that I've made with it. I'd like you all to stay safe, and I hope that you come back and see me again soon. Take care. Bye bye.